Hi fellow traders, I wanted to give a breakdown on these GME cycles since we have a lot of traders who follow this particular stock. But first, before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Really helps us reach more traders like you and keeps you updated on our latest trading tips. Now, as far as the cycle squeeze, which we're always looking for, we got a seemed to be a very solid support in that $20 area, a little bit below. It's a $20 psychological price point. Dips below it and tends to react off that area. So there is some good support down in there. And as far as cycles, again, this is a really strong momentum cup, 5 BMI on the left hand side. We had the first cycle line set up, TD6 cycle, and we just most recently had a TM3 cycle set up. Now we're looking to gun up here. We'd like to angle at something like this. We want to get outside the second trend line and produce some good gains before pulling back, before you're going to get a long-term follow-through on it. Now, generally when you get this much overhead supply, it usually pushes it out pretty far. I mean, this went up all the way up to 60 bucks. You know, realistically, the TM5 cycle, which is a 12 to 15 month cycle, but if in fact we get a good juicy move up here and then a soft landing pullback, then that could be a much quicker resolution. If you're unfamiliar with any of the trading terms I'm using, you can find our club lingo at bigkunatradingclub.club/lingo. So what you're always looking for when you have a extended consolidation base, you're looking for generally a bar high set that's usually like 3 to 6 months, sometimes 50 days will work. Let's look right here. If you want to go back to this big breakout in April, we had a approximately, you can go through the wicks and you're at 90 bars right there, like 4.5 months, and then you had a Cat 3 pullback off of that. So you had Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3 extension channel right down here. You would have caught the turn right off the lows if you were paying attention to the cat lines on the pullback. That was a TD9 cycle on the pullback extension channel. Would have caught it right in that $10 area for a 500% plus gain. So what you want to see over here is something similar. You want to see a minimum, 35 to 50 day high. Generally 50 day high minimum works best. Now, in order to do that here, we would have to be above these highs right here. That's 64, so that'd be a 3-month high. And that's in that $25 to $26 area. So we'll watch how that unfolds. But once we do that, we just watch the quality of the pullback. Again, we know we get pretty good support down here. We have really strong momentum over here. So the only thing we need to iron out is how far up into this stick up here do we get before we get a soft landing pullback. And again, odds are 80 to 90% odds we're looking at minimum a 6-month high over here before we get a soft landing pullback. If we get a soft landing pullback, and then we're off to the races again. So there's a lot of people follow this stock, I know, and wondering how these cycles unfold. It could be a long, long ride down before we get the next breakout. Again, this is just something you look at the fundamentals of a stock. You see whether there's some really good potential news lingering. And, maybe they need to change their whole business model and just buy Bitcoin. I don't know. I know they got a lot of cash. But probably need to break the mold if they want to really get outside of that key trend line. So what we'll be watching here is how it handles that 50 plus day high and a pullback off of it. Again, we want to, generally speaking, in a extended consolidation, you want to see a 6-month high. That may be several months down the road. It might be down in spring. But, so far what I do like about it is we had, again, really strong momentum, and we have apparently pretty strong support in that $20 area. So we'll be watching as the cycles continue to unfold on a GME Gamestop Inc. If you're interested in our trading style and want to join the club or get one-on-one coaching, head over to cycletradingtraining.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.